Hi everyone, I'm that Salem girl. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a little bit. I took a mini break for my mental health. We'll get into that in a little bit. Today, I thought I would just sit down and just talk. I haven't done that in a bit. For a while, I felt like I couldn't do a video unless I literally had a purpose. But today, I figured I would just sit down and talk. I'll kind of recap my solo trip. If you didn't know, if you're new here, hi, my name is Heather and I travel to Salem, Massachusetts quite often. I recently just went on my 10th trip and my first ever solo trip, which was really cool. And I definitely want to talk about it because I feel like the vlogs were fun, but they were pretty chaotic. It was a learning experience to go by myself and kind of get comfortable traveling by myself, as well as vlogging by myself, just being completely on my own and meeting new people. It was a completely new experience. I will link those vlogs down below if you happen to see this before those. I feel like this video really won't make a lot of sense to you if you don't watch them. Also, I don't know if I said in a video yet, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I started this channel in March. On my main channel, it took me years to get to 1,000 and it only took me 2 months to get to 1,000 on here. And I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. Any milestone to me is special. I know like the internet is so focused on numbers sometimes, but I'm seriously so grateful for 1,000. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'd love to keep going up. I love every one of you that are here now. Let's start with recapping the trip. I did write some stuff down so I didn't forget. I was there for 2 days, technically 3 I guess, but 2 full days for the Halfway to Halloween event, and that was so cool. I got to meet so many people that I've been wanting to meet for a really long time, reconnect with people. Being completely on my own really solidified for me that I do want to live there. I already knew this, but like being there on my own, like it really solidified that I could do it on my own. It made me learn a lot more than just Salem. Like I feel like this was a trip that like was a turning point for me in my growth, in my spiritual journey, and we'll get into that. If you're not into like everything happens for a reason, spiritual woo-woo stuff, this might not be the video for you. You might think I sound a little crazy, but I am very much like that. I'm very much in that era of my life of trusting the universe and everything happens for a reason, divine timing, etc. So we will be talking about that in this video. My vlogs were not as in-depth as I normally would go. If you've seen any of my past Salem vlogs, I usually like vlog every single thing I do, sit down and talk in real time. They're very casual. I talk to the camera like I'm talking to someone on my trip, and I did that a little bit, but definitely not as much as I wanted to, just because I was around new people. My social battery was running low at some times and I was just overwhelmed, but all in a good way. I just need to get more used to it, I guess. Not having people I'm necessarily like super comfortable with around. I felt a little awkward vlogging. So I've only really vlogged there with my mom. All of my Salem vlogs are with my mom. Not having her, it felt weird like whipping out the camera, because like she's so used to it. I don't care, like I'll just be like, oh, I'm gonna vlog, and then she'll like walk away or be in it, whatever. She's my mom. I'm super comfortable with her. So being around new people was really exciting, and I was focusing more on like making memories in the moment than I was like vlogging. I will be more prepared for next time. Not that I didn't like the videos. I think they turned out good and they're pretty representative of like what the trip was feeling like. So I went to Salem May 2nd to May 4th, as I said, for the Halfway Halloween event. I was originally going to go with my mom or my friend, but I felt the universe kind of like making things work out so that I could only go by myself. My friend couldn't go. Like it just was like wasn't working out. And I was like, you know what? I've always said I wanted to do a solo Salem trip. This feels like the perfect opportunity. I'm going to be meeting so many people and it'll just be so much easier if I'm by myself. I don't have to worry about, who I'm with, like if they're going to be able to keep up and like do all these things and like meet all these people. So I was like, it's probably easier for me to go by myself, and the universe pushing me like, okay, this is your time, go by yourself, just do it. So I did. And this was a really special trip for many reasons. One of them being, this was the first trip that I finally felt like someone in Salem. Not that I felt like nobody before, but I kind of did. Like no one knew who I was. Not that a ton of people knew who I was at this trip, but there were people that knew who I was and like respected me, and like I wasn't just like a nobody on the street. I mean, like I was. I still am. But like there were a couple of you guys that came up to me, which was awesome. And I've only had that happen ever once before on a Salem trip, and it was very casual and like whatever. But I had a few of you come up to me this trip, and especially with the whole rebrand of That Salem Girl, and I feel more known by like even local people. Local people knew who I was. It was just really cool. It felt like I had a bunch of friends. I am the type of person, I'm super quiet and shy. Well, I used to be. I feel like that's also something I learned about myself on this trip, was that I don't have to be that way if I don't want to, and I'm actually not that way. I can be super extroverted, and I really enjoy meeting people and talking to people, and I never would have thought that about myself, just because I felt like I was holding myself back for so many years, being with certain people in my life or being super insecure. But you guys know I've been on a healing journey. I've been on my self-discovery, spiritual journey. So I definitely feel that in this trip, it showed. I've definitely grown a lot as a person, and being able to just talk to people, meet people, and not have like raging social anxiety was great. And it was something that I was so proud of myself for, and something that I'll always remember from this trip. Like, I can be super social, and I actually enjoy being super social, and that's something that I want to do more. Also, someone commented on one of the Salem vlogs, I don't remember which one, but someone commented and said, this doesn't feel like your normal typical like touristy Salem vlog. It feels like, oh, an event is happening in my town, let me show you it, and like very casual, and it almost like I am a local, which is what I was going for. Like, these Salem videos that I put out recently are different than any other Salem video I've done. It felt like I was a Salem local. I am a Salem local, and like I'm just showing you Salem as it is modern day, not like all the touristy stuff. Like, of course I include touristy stuff. I love being a tourist. When I move to Salem, my content is going to be very reflective of what I just posted. Like, there will be a rhyme and reason for my Salem videos, not just Salem vlog. Like, I posted about a certain event happening, and then my other one, I let you guys control my day. I loved it. It felt so good to just do something different, expand my horizon, creating content. That comment really solidified like, oh, okay, people notice that like I'm trying more. Not that I wasn't trying, but you know, I'm like really upping my game with social media. When I live there, it'll be very reflective of that. It's gonna be exciting. And I say when I live there as if it's happening soon. It's not, as far as I know. When the time comes, that's what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be like me showing you around modern day Salem, and it's gonna be great. So my 2 videos that I uploaded out of order. I uploaded the second day first because it was the halfway to Halloween event, and I wanted to post it while everyone else was posting theirs to keep it relevant, you know? So I decided to do that, which I think was a good thing because it brought more traction to that video. When I say the first day, I mean my second video when you guys controlled my day, and I let you guys pick my tattoo, which if you didn't see that video, I let you guys vote on tattoos, and this was the one you picked. How do I show it without it like twisting? There we go. That's the one you guys picked, and it was the one I wanted, and I love it, and I'm obsessed with it. Something I learned that day, I need to relax a bit and just like enjoy things. Obviously, like that sounds like such stupid advice, but it's true. Like, I was stressing about nothing. I was there by myself doing nothing. I did have a tattoo appointment, but that was the only like solidified thing I had to do that day. Learned to go with the flow a little more that day. I was kind of like, it was weird being there by myself, and like, okay, I drove there that day. So I drove for 5 hours in the morning, and I got there a little later than I wanted. And that was really what like set me off. I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna have enough time for anything, but it all worked out. I got my tattoo. I did what I wanted to do. I also learned I need to be more confident and assertive and more deliberate with my actions. Just in life, my default setting is like, I feel like I'm inconveniencing other people, and then I kind of let that control my day that day too, like, because then I ended up not doing everything I wanted to do and not vlogging much, which is nobody's fault but my own. Like, I did have plans to meet up with Megan, as you saw, and it was super fun, but I felt so like rushed that day, and then like I didn't feel like I was doing everything that I wanted, but it still worked out and it was still super fun. Like, I just wanted to go with the flow, but at the same time, I think next time, if I were to meet up with people, I need more of an itinerary, and that's on me. That's why that vlog, like, only half the day was like you guys controlling my day, and then the rest was like I barely vlogged, which I was mad at myself for, but it worked out. But that's something I learned about myself, is that I need to be more structured and deliberate with my actions, which I let that get away from me this trip. But I also think it was meant to happen to show that like, okay, I need to find a balance, because in the past I would vlog every single thing and I would do everything for my video. Whereas this trip, I was just living life, doing what I wanted, doing what other people were doing and vlogging it, where now I can find a balance where I'm doing stuff and I'm vlogging it, but also going with the flow. Like, I feel like I need to find that balance. And I found that having a plan for the video and like letting you guys control my day and having those things set honestly felt so much better for the video itself. And I'm not just aimlessly filming, doing nothing and just talking. Like, I had like a purpose. And yeah, I feel like this is a lot of babbling, sorry. But day 2 was the Halloween event, as I have said many times. So much happened. I met so many people on and off camera. That was the first time I ever hung out with fellow content creators, like ever, not even just in Salem, like ever. And feeling like an equal. Like, we all have different followers, and like obviously I was the person with the least amount of followers there. They didn't make me feel that way, especially Jessica. I can go on and on about how much I love Jessica, Pumpkin and Gray. Anyone who knows me knows I love Jessica. I make it very apparent, and like, I know it's a little too much sometimes, but I can't help it. She's just the sweetest person. Meeting her was definitely a highlight of my trip because we connected years ago through one of my Salem vlogs. I mentioned her and she saw it, and we've connected ever since. And meeting her in person and like finally like feeling that connection, it was like really surreal for me. As a fan and a friend, love her, and she's just thriving, living in Salem now and opening her store, and I'm just so happy for her. She made me feel like she always makes me feel like I matter, and everyone I met on that trip that knew anything of me made me feel that way. I matter, and the stuff I put out matters, and I'm a content creator, and I need to stop doubting that about myself. Like, I am a Salem content creator. I'm not trying to be. I am. Numbers don't matter. You know, like I put myself down a lot, and everyone I met on that trip got a piece of that. Like, I put myself down a lot, and I need to stop doing that. This whole trip was a learning experience for me. But anyways, yeah, it felt natural and comfortable, and meeting everybody, specifically in the town hall. I don't know if you guys saw the clip of all the YouTubers just like being super loud and crazy and vlogging in the town hall. That was really surreal for me. It was really chaotic and funny. Like, we were all just there vlogging, and I was like, wow, I am a creator, and like all these creators are around me. I don't feel like weird. Like, I feel normal. It was cool being around people who just get it. Vlogging in public is super uncomfortable, and like being around other people that were vlogging, it just made me feel more comfortable and more like not weird. I loved that. That day specifically, the Halfway to Halloween event, was so surreal. It was everything I thought it would be, and also nothing like I thought it would be. Like, if you were to see Disney World behind the scenes, like, it's so cool, but it's also like, wow, it loses its magic a little bit. Like, I kind of felt that way because some magic was lost. Not everyone is what they seem online, and some people are exactly what they seem online. And I will just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. And with that being said, something I had to learn also this trip was boundary setting, and I will leave it at that. The energy was bad the end of the day that day. That's why I didn't vlog. Now this is a little story about the end of that day. I didn't vlog any of that night. I was with a lot of people actually. I was with Megan, her friend Lexi, my friend Teresa, her husband, Amber, Creepy Cozy Corner, and her husband. And we were hanging out at Bit Bar for a little bit. And then after that, I don't really remember too much of what happened. I do, but I don't. Like, we were all over the place and then like broke apart at some points. Like, I don't remember exactly. But I ended the night with Megan and Lexi. We got some pizza at Flying Saucer. It was really good. And then they went back to their Airbnb. This is where I feel like the universe guided me to one of my favorite moments of the trip. The girls took an Uber home, and I was so close to going with them because it's dark. We want you to be safe. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I probably shouldn't be walking alone to my Airbnb. You know, I had a few drinks and like it was dark, whatever. But then I was like, you know what? You guys go. I think I need a moment to myself and just walk down Essex Street by myself. I didn't have a lot of alone time this trip, and I really wanted to just be out alone. My introverted self. I was like, I feel like I need this right now. They took their Uber, and then I was just walking down Essex Street. I was slowly walking. I was debating. I was like, maybe I could just like pop into another bar, grab a drink by myself, just to show myself that I could, you know, like I'm an adult and like I have free will. I let my intuition guide me. And after a shitty day, it wasn't fully shitty, but like after, like I was in a pissy mood, kind of. I was just like not having it. The universe showed me a moment to remind me of the awesome Salem community and why I want to live there in the first place. I bumped into Dr. Vitka, one of the local tour guides in Salem. I saw him just sitting on Essex Street. Do I say something? Like, we're mutuals on Instagram, so I didn't know if he'd like remember who I was. Yeah, I just ended up saying hi, and we ended up talking for like an hour. I don't even remember. Yeah, we ended up talking for like an hour. It was really good conversation. It was just cool to like talk to a Salem local, honestly. And like, I feel like the universe was showing me my future. Like, walking home after a long day and bumping into a Salem local, like two locals chatting. I felt like I was just like a part of the Salem scene. And I was like, okay, the universe was really showing me like, okay, some shitty things happened today, but like, this is why you want to move here, like for this, the community of like, everyone just knows each other. Everyone's so supportive of each other. We're all cool, spooky people. And like, this is what you needed right now. And that's how I ended my night. I was talking to Dr. Vika. Other people came up to other locals and I was like, this is cool. Like, I feel like a local right now. And then I went on my merry way to my Airbnb, and then that was the end of my trip. Solidifying moment for me. It was like a random moment, but in the moment I was like, okay, this is like what the universe was showing me. Like, if I'm a local, I'd be bumping into people I know all the time. Overall, this trip was such a learning experience in so many ways, but overall, I'd say I learned the most about myself and my personality and my ability to do things. I learned to trust my intuition, set boundaries, have confidence, and do the damn thing. Like, just do it. Just go. Just have fun and be yourself. That's what I learned about myself and what this trip taught me. So I think this trip was sent to me from the universe, and it just all worked out as it should. Yeah, I will remember this trip for the rest of my life. It was a turning point for me in a lot of ways. I feel like I kind of rambled. I don't know if I made sense, but I kind of wanted this video to be like that, like not too structured, just me talking as if I had a podcast, you know? So that being said, you guys know I took a little break. I did put out a brief message that I was in a mental rut. I'm still trying to get out of it. I think like going from such a high in Salem, like feeling like somebody and like, oh, this is what I want in my future, and like I'm living it right now, basically living the life I wanted, coming back home and having reality crash down on me took a big toll on my mental health. You know, I've just been taking this time to really like sort some things out in my personal life, work on my mental health, work on my spirituality, and I'm still doing that. I still need to do that. Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I've been at mentally. I'm 24. My goal in life is to move to Salem. Anyone who knows me knows that, and at this point, it's just really frustrating to not be at that point yet, and I know I will get there eventually, and what's meant to happen will happen, but you know, I graduated college 2 years ago, and finding a job has been impossible. I've been having moments of trying to figure out my life, really. Like, my life is a hot mess right now. I shouldn't say that. It's just, like, not ideal. Working retail, part-time, making content, you know, that's kind of just my life right now. Everything just feels up in the air. My next plan of action is to obviously keep creating content. Especially with summer wing coming up, Halloween coming up, like this is the time to pump out the content. So I'm going to keep doing that. My life goal is to move to Salem and open my own business. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I know exactly what I want to do. And I have a feeling it'll come when it's supposed to. But until then, I need to figure out realistically, okay, finances, and figuring out like some sort of career path as a backup, and being open-minded to other ways to get me to Salem. I'm figuring some things out. I'm thinking about doing a summer course to kind of work my way into the medical field a little bit. Super crazy career shift. I went from studying nursing my first 2 years of college. That's what I went to college for. And I switched to digital humanities and media and focused on social media. Graduated in 2023. I took 5 years to get a bachelor's. Still don't have a job 2 years later. I'm like, all right, we're back to square one. So I'm thinking about doing a summer course. I won't get too much into it just because boundary setting, you know, I need to like keep some things private. But, you know, I'm thinking about going into the medical field in some way, and just, you know, even if it's for now, if it's my career, whatever, I'm open to anything at the moment to just get my finances in order and get to Salem. Those are my two goals, and that's what I'm working on. I'm creating content, obviously. That's my number one passion and reason for existence. Sorry if this video was like all over the place. I just wanted to talk to you guys and just let you know what's going on. I have been pretty down with my mental health. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be. I feel like I've been pretty open about my mental health. I struggle with anxiety and depression, a little bit OCD too. In the past, I have wanted to not be here anymore. I've talked about it before. That's not where I'm at. I'm totally okay. It's just more of being hard on myself where I am in my life right now and feeling behind, especially other people my age, like, are moving out, getting married, having kids, and I am living in my parents' house, single, with no steady job. So I know everyone has a different path, and I need to not be hard on myself about it. But that's kind of the headspace I've been in and why I haven't wanted to film, because like I could barely look at myself in the mirror, like let alone film, talking to myself, editing myself, and just like watching myself. Like, I just wasn't in the headspace for that. Here I am, I'm back, and thank you for being patient with me, and please like and subscribe and let me know if you like this video. I know it was kind of a weird one, but here we are. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. You are loved. If you needed to hear that today, sometimes I need to hear that, so let me be your reminder. You are loved, you're beautiful, and you're perfect. No matter where you are in your life right now, it's where you're meant to be, and the universe will work everything out for you in due time. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video for another spooky video. Bye.